and welcome to the Heartbreak Hotel. You have checked in to the most busiest wrestling E-Fed podcast out there. I'm your host, Ricky, the handler to Pretty Ricky Stanton. And with me today is no longer Blooded Nation, but she has picked a whole new name. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, I'm Digital Dusk, and I'm excited to dive into the world of E-Feds with you all. Let's explore the drama, characters, and everything in between at Heartbreak Hotel.
I love it. I love it. You know, technology is a wonderful thing. And one of the main things we're going to do today, we're not going to go into any E-Fed results playback. I don't have time for that right now, but there's two topics I want to talk about. One of them being what happens when you have lost that spark with your character. That's something I read online last week, and it's such a good topic. I mean, how do you go about closing that character out? How do you go about letting people know that this character is going to be sunsetted, for lack of better words? Dusk, what ideas do you have that could help writers deal with these characters in a good, clear way that people understand what's going on?
Bringing closure to a character can be a delicate process. One approach is to craft a final storyline that acknowledges the character's journey and gives them a fitting send-off. This might involve a major event or a reflective moment that ties up loose ends. Communicating with your fellow role players is key, letting them know your plans and encouraging them to be part of the character's farewell. It shows respect for the story and the community.
All right, let me jump in here real quick. Is there anything the role player should be posting out of character to notify followers and promotions about what's happening?
Absolutely. Posting out of character, OOC announcements, is a great way to keep everyone in the loop. It ensures transparency and helps manage expectations. You can share the decision to sunset the character, provide context, and even express gratitude to those who've engaged with your character. It's about keeping the community connected and respecting the shared storytelling space.
All right, so I think we've hit that one on the head pretty well. For those out there who are sunsetting characters, everything that's been said today is spot on. It's something that I've done. I've written characters out of the scripts. That might be an idea for you when you're doing your role plays. If you want that character not to die, but maybe just go off and retire and do something else, there's a way to do that in your role plays, and I'm sure many of you have seen throughout the years. Now, if you're new to role playing and you started a character and it's just not working out, don't just delete your X account. Don't just delete it off the forums. This is how you get better. This is how things get better for you in your E-Fed experience. Know how to transition between characters. Be sure to communicate with your Fed heads on what's going on with that. And as you go about it, you're going to eventually develop a character that you will fall in love with, that you will strike the iron while it's hot, so to speak, and really get a good push. And people in the community will respect you better for that. That way, you're not known as someone just starting characters and stopping characters. I've had Ricky Stanton active for roughly 20 years, and that's just because he's a good heel and I enjoy writing the character. Now, have I ever thought about retiring Ricky Stanton? Yes, a couple of times. But there's always another layer I can add to him because of how I've written him over the years and the storyline arcs that come with that. But it begins with taking that first step and really getting out there. Okay, so moving on to another topic I saw online last week. I saw an adult-themed roleplay account for an adult website. Yes, it's out there. There are a few out there. I'm quite shocked. I'm not sure what they're role playing, but it cannot be wrestling. I don't know if it's wrestling or not. That's just wild. Des, what do you think about this? Is there anything to doing this?
Well, this is definitely a delicate topic. I think it comes down to consent, boundaries, and community standards. If adults are engaging in role-playing on adult-themed websites, it's crucial that all parties are clear on boundaries and consent. It's important for everyone involved to respect each other and the roles they're playing, and to be mindful of the impact their actions might have on others. It's a side of role playing that needs to be approached with care and respect.
Okay, I can see it that way. I guess for me, I don't know if I see the value in it. I don't think they're doing any EFED stuff. I just think it's this generalized role play. Um, but how do you go about making sure the person on the other side of the screen is an adult? I mean, how can you verify that?
That's a tough one. The anonymity of the internet makes it tricky to verify someone's age with complete certainty. Responsible platforms implement age verification tools, but even those aren't foolproof. It really comes down to the integrity of the people involved and the platform's moderation practices. It's important for users to be cautious and for platforms to take steps to protect their communities. What do you think about the responsibility of these platforms in this context?
Well, when it comes to the platforms themselves, I don't think they can monitor everything. I mean, anybody can be anything on the internet. And I do believe that's part of the problem. And that kind of goes hand in hand with the EFED community. I mean, you think you're role playing with an adult, and it might be a teenager. It might be someone younger than a teenager. And, I think the biggest thing for me when I've come across these situations, I kind of move on because I'm not trying to do any kind of role playing with a kid. Now, do I think I have role played with kids on the other side? I probably have and did not know. But if I knew, more than likely I kind of just move on because, e-fedding sometimes can get a little out of hand. And I've been in situations where I've seen it get out of hand. I saw a situation months ago where a guy was role playing with a female role player, which was confirmed, and found out that she was getting married or was married or whatever. And he got so shook at that thought that it completely left the storylines, and I think that's a lot of nervousness. Maybe he was saying some things that he felt like might have disrespected her husband or soon to be husband and didn't know how to handle it, but I think it goes back to just making sure that we do what we're supposed to be doing as e-fedders, talking about the match, creating clean cut storylines that are readable, that lead to the character's development towards a championship, and not get too lost in doing anything else. And that means, I guess, not living vicariously through these characters, but creating a character that is truly for the craft itself. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, it makes perfect sense. Keeping it clean and respectful is key, especially when dealing with unknowns on the internet. It's all about character development and telling a great story within the lines of respect and decency. The moment it veers into discomfort or disrespect, it's time to reassess.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for right now. This is a short episode of Heartbreak Hotel. I'm your host, Ricky, and my co-host is... I'm waiting on it. Go ahead and sign off.
Dusty signing off. Thanks for having me, Ricky. Catch y'all next time on Heartbreak Hotel.
Right, thank y'all. Have a fantastic day. Remember, you are loved and appreciated. Go into a space, as Anton Daniel says, don't be tolerated, be appreciated always. Take care. Stay safe in the summer heat. We'll catch you next time.